All right, guys, let's dive into today's recap. Wednesday, August 22nd. What have we seen so far? We've actually been seeing some good action today. There's not really any sort of complaints on a slower side today. There's not really any complaints for a slow summer market. We've actually been seeing some good action. We've seen some good attention. So far today, I was able to pull out, as you guys saw this morning, $589. So here's my UXIN trade. I was able to make $589 profit on the day, and I did trade in pre-market. As I said, after we do this, we are going to be going into a pre-market lesson. Now, why have I been trading, or why did I trade today in pre-market? Well, because pre-market has been having some of the best rips, the best spikes, have been having the most opportunity to make money. So when I woke up this morning and I saw an opportunity on UXIN, I wanted to take it because yesterday and the day before that, and even like the day before that, the week before that, we really have not been seeing too much action during the regular market hours. So I woke up, I saw an opportunity, and I said, hey, I want to take this opportunity in pre-market and be able to make my money. So just underneath $600 in profit. How was I able to do that? How was I able to make just underneath $600 in profit? And it was on UXIN. You could see UXIN starting to come on up, but I traded again in pre-market, as I said. So let's go back to a 5-minute time frame, and you guys can see, again, this is right off tdameritrade.com, my entry and exits. What were they? My entry on this play was 668. My exit on this play was 680. So it's a 12-cent play where I got in right here at 668, and then I started getting out. It was actually over here around 680. The stock did get all the way up towards around 688. The stock got all the way up to 680, got all the way up to 685, but I got in from 668, got out at 685. Now, I ultimately wanted the stock moving more. I ultimately wanted the stock taking off even more. Why did I hop in on this? Because we did have a gap up. The stock came back on down and started building higher lows. I was looking for the stock to U-shape. Now, there's a couple different things going through my head when I was looking at this play. Number one, why did I hop in on UXIN? Well, first off, it's a newer stock. It just came out back in June, and it was the first time yesterday that it broke through its 13 EMA. The 13 EMA is what we like to call the flexible trend line. When the stock is bearish underneath the flexible trend line, or any sort of trend line, what do we know? It's on the bearish side. When the stock is above the trend line, it's on the bullish side. This is basically your trend line, as we have a trend line on any play. Anything on top of it is considered bullish. Anything below it, as we know, is considered bearish. Simple way to understand this is just look at a trend line play right when this loads on up, and as we know, anything on this side is buyers, anything on this side is sellers. Buyers are here, sellers are here. Longs, shorts. People are buying, people are selling, making money, losing money, right? Making money, losing money. So with that being said, this is the flexible trend line, the 13 EMA. We're on the bearish, bearish, bearish. Hey, yesterday we crossed to the bullish side. So yesterday we crossed across to the bullish side on the 13 EMA for the first time ever. That brings in some excitement to me. Also, what I like about it, it's a 1 million in float stock, UXIN. 1 million in float stock, UXIN, means what? The stock can easily rip. The stock can easily spike, especially if it gets buying volume behind it, especially if we have some sort of good news. And what else does UXIN have towards it today? It does have good news. So we out with, it's our second quarter 2018 financial results. So we have volume of used cars increased 28%. Volume in 2C business, year over year, was an increase of 50%. 2B business increased 12%. We have our second quarter 2018, 38% growth, 12% growth. On financial highlights, the company raised a 79.6% year over year. And you have the CEO stating, we are pleased to report a strong performance on our first public company statement. So what we have right here is a stock that just crossed to the bullish side yesterday. We have a stock that's 1 million in float. We have a newer IPO stock, which means it could run because there's no sort of past chart history really to really hold it down that much. There's no 200-day, 50-day moving average, and the stock, has a lot of potential to really run from that earnings report. So when I woke up, I saw this back down to 650, starting to make higher lows, and then I entered right here at 668. The stock, popped on up right here towards around the 688 mark. I didn't sell at that area. I was waiting. It didn't move anymore. So I did lock in about 75% of my trade right around the 680 mark. Then at 8 o'clock, it got a nice pop on up, and then I sold the rest. I was looking for this nice rip. I was looking for this nice run. I was looking for this nice activity to continue to move on this play. But at the same time, what happened? We could not break this top mark. We could not break this top area. We could not see this stock, really break out huge. But I was looking for a big time breakout. Now, what else was I looking at this play? Something you may want to understand. E-Trade and TD Ameritrade, you're allowed to start trading with them, I believe, at 7 o'clock in the morning. So you can wake up and you can start trading with them at 7 o'clock in the morning. And anyone who uses them can trade at 7 o'clock in the morning. But you have to think, anyone around the whole entire world, E-Trade and TD Ameritrade is mostly used by United States citizens. Anyone who's not inside this country, what are they going to be using? They're going to be using SureTrader or QuestTrade or TradeZero or one of those other international brokers. And what does that mean? That means they cannot start trading until 8 o'clock. So if you guys are on E-Trade, if you guys are using TD Ameritrade, you guys are going to definitely have an advantage, right? You guys are definitely going to be having an advantage because of the plain fact that when you guys are, waking up early, if there's a good press release, you guys can get in before everyone else. So that was another reason why I bought into this play, because I woke up and I saw this press release was out, and it was only 7:15 in the morning when I really started noticing this play. And I start saying to myself, hey, you know what? Okay, and maybe at 8 o'clock, what happens? At 8 o'clock, we usually do see a big rush. We see a big time rip. We sometimes see a big time play because basically the rest of the world is now able to trade. So I always, if I hop in on a play, I always wait until 8 o'clock or just around 8 o'clock to see if there's going to be any sort of big time hyper volume to really push through on it. Because, right at 8 o'clock, basically the rest of the world opens. And that's when, we do sometimes see some big time rips, some big time hype, and, can lead to some giant spikes. But UXIN has been my play today so far on this, nice pre-market rip. Happy about it. It's still coming up right now as well, which definitely has some potential. But there has been, a few other plays today, making some, very nice climbs. As we talked about, NEWA. NEWA, this was a beautiful textbook ascending triangle pattern. Absolutely great. And the main thing about this play that I want you guys to see is just, you could think about it in two ways. You could either go ascending triangle pattern, or you guys can say it is a U-shaped pattern. So if you guys are looking at this, you guys can see NEWA right here, and this would be your ascending triangle pattern, right? So you guys have your ascending triangle pattern on NEWA, and simple enough, you just have to, know your patterns. This is one of those things, if you know your patterns, you can be able to make money on it. I was, watching this play the whole entire time, and I just couldn't get myself to pull the trigger because there was a tougher spread. But you can see our top resistance right across the board right here around this 1150 mark. We have our top resistance right here. We have our higher lows being formed, our squeeze, and our pop, right? We can see right here, top resistance, higher lows, squeeze, and pop. Pretty similar stuff right here. Top resistance right across the board, squeeze and pop. You get a nice rip on up. Right at that break, that's where you get that nice rip on up. NWA, it is more, I think, of an ascending triangle pattern. But as I said, you could say another answer. You could say it's a red to green move. Red to green moves are more U-shaped liked, where you usually get more of a spike like right here, where we have an arrow, where we usually have our spike right here for a red to green move. Because a lot of times, the red to green move happens what? You drop on down, you U-shape, you go straight up, right? You drop on down, you U-shape, you go straight up. You drop on down, you U-shape, you go straight up. This one, again, would have wanted to go straight up here for a red to green move. Now, again, a red to green move, what's basically the definition? Being underneath the open and then breaking the open is where buying volume comes in. It doesn't have to be a U-shape. In this case, it took a little bit longer and formed more of a triangle. So I just, kind of lean towards more of a ascending triangle pattern. But at the end of the day, who the heck cares what you call it as long as you make money, right? It doesn't matter if you saw an ascending triangle pattern. It does not matter if you call it a red to green move. It doesn't matter if you call this the triple Campbell hump and, the spinny deluxe. It doesn't matter. As long as you made money, that's all that matters to you. So NEWA, a beautiful pattern right here. But why is the stock even on, watch? Why was the stock even on alert? Well, this was on our morning watch list this morning. And what we have, NEWA. All traders are looking for a dead cat bounce on this. This stock fell 67% yesterday. 1150 is the stock's main support, so that needs to hold, or again, since it was underneath it, it needs to break it for this stock to start running. This stock just dumped huge, dumped massive. And what are we looking for here? Basically just a dead cat bounce for traders. So traders are just looking for a dead cat bounce on this play. The best area would have been, again, that ascending triangle pattern. And I mean, right now it's still in a little bit of this channel, which still has potential for this afternoon. But at the same time, this was a great play so far. Definitely some areas of profitability and still a very profitable play. It's just tough to, know its next move without any sort of setup. An 8-cent spread, which has been getting up towards 20, 25, 30-cent spreads before. You got to be careful for sure on it. We also saw a little bit of CYTX take off right at the bell. CYTX went on a nice move this morning. This stock broke its 13 EMA. Again, we're talking about this again, the flexible trend line. Notice, again, height moves in at the break of the flexible trend line. 13 EMA. We're on the bearish side. We just talked about this on what other stock, guys? Stock that I was able to make my money on this morning, which was over on UXIN. So UXIN, this stock cracked this trend line right here, or excuse me, broke through the 13 EMA, and we started getting some hype, right? 13 EMA, bearish to bullish, same exact thing on CYTX, only on a larger scale. It's bearish, 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 all underneath this green line, and now we move to the bullish side. And now going from the bearish to bullish side, this stock, got the nice, hype this morning. And it did have room to run up towards around 108. It still does, but what held it up? This little platform right here. You guys see that? See where we have about 6 days of just the stock not moving really or breaking through what area? 75 cents natural resistance, and that's where the stock came up to today. That's 75-cent natural resistance. It's just this platform back in early August is where the stock, had some trouble. So the platform in early August is why this stock could not break through 75 cents. But an awesome rip, all because of the breakthrough from the bearish side to the bullish side on the 13 EMA. Some pretty simple stuff when you break it down. We have CYTX breaking from the bearish side to the bullish side. We have I keep blanking out on this. What is it? UXIN. The stock I made money on. It's just one in one ear at the other. This stock broke the 13 EMA, low float, also great ER, and then lastly NEWA on a dead cat bounce and an ascending triangle pattern. So that was absolutely great. That was absolutely awesome to see. We have been seeing a lot of big time profits over in Profit Chat as well. Which I'm always excited and always happy to show you guys off. $1,500, W Knives, $2,300. Jay Castile making $128, $682 for Olope Valor making $2,300. Donnie $700. Donnie paper trade $70, but again still a great job trading. Chupac $175, a quick 80. Moto Dad $300, Mike $1,200. So again, just some quick easy profits over in Profit Chat. Very happy for the people who pulled the trigger today, and very happy for the people who were able to come out on top. That is the number one thing I want to see. I know a lot of people as well, sat back, sat on their hands, waited for their play. And if you guys are still just working on that discipline and not feeling comfortable, that's 100% fine as well. That's